To what do I owe this visit?
I wanted to discuss the Cult of the Final Dawn. What can you tell me about it?
The cult's ordinary members are humans who have been corrupted by the archenemy, traitors to the Imperium, and accomplices of chaos. Participation in the cult's rituals always entails brainwashing, literally and figuratively. The longer cult members spend among other cultists, the less critically they think, and the more closely they resemble obedient livestock, stripped of their fear and instinct for self-preservation. The worst of them go to their deaths without an inkling of doubt, ready to take hundreds and thousands of souls with them. As for those at the top of the cult's hierarchy, we have not yet managed to get a lead on all of the cult's leaders. I imagine that some of them are hiding in the depths of the Coronis Expanse, but those who are orchestrating the fanatics on nearby worlds are hiding very well indeed, or receiving protection from above.
Remind me, what is your mission regarding the cult?
I need to confirm the reports from my agents. According to them, one of the cult's leaders is in the Kiava Gamma segment, an industrial world within the dominion of the Von Valancius dynasty. I hope you won't impede my investigation.
What do you mean, protection from above?
Governors, commanders, rogue traders. History is full of those who neglect their duty to the Golden Throne and seek allies in the wrong places.
You seem to have been investigating this cult for some time.
We discovered the first traces of it as soon as we arrived in the Coronis Expanse. Since then, the more we learn, the better we see just how far the roots of this blight extend. Destroying individual cells is pointless. We must cut this beast off at its head.
Let's talk about something else.
As you wish.
I am bored of Irliet. I would like to hand the Xenos over to the Inquisition. Oh dear. I know nothing about you, Hendrix. Could you tell me a little about yourself?
I'm usually the one interested in the pasts of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guizorn III. I belong to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent on a black ship to Holy Terra, where I was trained and I began my service for the glory of the Imperium.
Do you remember your home planet?
I do, but I have no ties to my homeworld now. None except my first name. I left Guizorn III when I was still a child. My family disowned me, stripping me of my family name. I was given a new one by those who trained me. Even for a noble, being branded a psyker is a mark of eternal shame. I experienced that firsthand before I was put on the Black Ship.
Tell me about the black ship.
Picture a vast prison ship, filled with frightened, angry psychers who can't control their abilities and who have just lost their homes and their families. Some of them were children and adolescents like I was. Some were monstrous creatures who no longer had the right to be called human, or psychopaths who reveled in their impure powers. Once, when one of the miscreants broke free, those in command simply depressurized the bay and got rid of the culprit, along with the prisoners and crew tainted by him. But even after that, I heard the echo of inhuman suffering and terror that filled that part of the ship. It grieves me to recall that episode to this day.
PTSD. Let's talk about something else. I must take my leave. Okay, so I don't think he said something new to us. We were talking to Jay as well.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored without our little talk, Shireen?
Was there some business you wished to discuss?
Oh, Shireen, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
The flickering light of dozens of candles play across Jay's face, making her small smile appear even more mysterious. Shireen, the Exalted One himself brought us together the day you crossed Vladaim's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people on my world say when such things happened? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. She points at the container in front of her. One contains a polished Alderi rifle, a rare model, and the other holds an ornate sword. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck, friendship. Wondrous potent Bloodseeker clave. It's two-handed. $20 to $25. Additional hit chance. A truly wonderful gift. I accept it with gratitude. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos mastery of their. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos mastery of their craft. Jay beams at you, curling a lock of black hair around an augmented finger. After a brief pause, she awkwardly continues. So, the matter I wanted to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts to interest Imperial subjects. The Imperial trinkets of Xenos. Business is going well, my network runs even without my participation, but when it comes to expansion, well, that is where I hit a wall. Rivals envious of my success, Falco especially. I am certain that theft of the cargo was his doing, but I can never predict that Ashmag will do next. And while the Imperium's authority may be fragmented in the expanse, it could crack down on people of my profession at any moment. Go on. If the rogue trader put in a good word for me with the servants of Adeptus Administratum, I could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it. A little scrap of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag schemes far better than any reactor field, and even the Inquisition will have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be a representative of the law in my own right. And the best part of it all is that this will cost you precisely nothing, Shireen. All you have to do is stop by the Administratum Palace and obtain a certificate from the Master of Seals. My informants tells me that the palace is located on Dragonis, your capital world. You see how everything has aligned so wonderfully? And of course, I will repay you in kind. I would never allow you to ilk delay so much as a finger on true power. You're an ulcer on the body of the Imperium. Thank you. Thank your exalted one that I have not yet incinerated you in righteous flame. Okay. That is a turn of events from taking the gift. Do you really think I care one joint about the travails of the Casbalican scum? I shall take it into consideration. How do I benefit from your gaining official status? Besides being in receipt of my eternal gratitude, Shireen, won't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind them, rather than just another pawn? One slip of paper and I will be able to extend my network to systems far beyond footfall. My agents will be your eyes and ears throughout the expanse. That is actually a good selling point. I shall take it into consideration. Perhaps your thought will move in the right direction with a little encouragement from me, Shireen. You must have some faction in mind that you would like to establish relations with, the severe Drusians, the hot-headed pirates of the Casbalica. You merely need to use the right words like a key for a lock, and people will open their hearts to you. Or their wallet. I will arrange everything. You merely have to ask. We needed to have the pirates connection because we needed more status with them for the planet, the prison planet. I wouldn't mind having closer ties to the pirates of the Expanse. Not a problem, Shireen. I will have my people put in a good word for you in the right circles. Fellowship of the Void 2000. And if you change your mind about my proposal, you can always find me nearby on the bridge. Just say the word and I'll come, Shireen. Lucrative opportunity. Okay. So let's back to the bridge here because we had several other things we needed to do. And apparently the Fellowship of the Void was on Footfall. So that's where I need to go back to. Which is most annoying because we were just there. Let's see here. Secret cult. To fulfill his mission, Henrik must make his way to the industrial world. Echoes of the past, explore the bay. Eldar in distress. Representative of the Navigator's House of Reselia have requested a personal meeting with Kasia, the rogue trader. The meeting is intended to settle the unrest within the house, to discover the fate of Yurk 5, and to show the Navigators that the daughter of their house is doing well. On the capital world. Okay, so we have to go back to capital world. Okay. Classified information. Pascal. He's over here.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Have you found anything out?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
Are you not surprised that Amarnath's words had such an effect on Opticon 22?
I was not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amarnath's teaching was in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Perhaps you will be able to find out more?
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Strange messages has been appearing in the ship's log. What do you know about this error?
This statement is true. Algorithmic violations have been recorded, as a result of which I twice performed an offering to the cogitators of corrected data vows and ruled out the possibility of sabotage. I hypothesize that the violation is a consequence of the discontent of the ship's machine spirits. I recommend a procedure of placation of the honored spirits for the glory of the Omnissiah and the steel angels sent by him.
I must take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Did it end that part? Blah blah blah. Log traders. Cognitator on the bridge once belonged to Theodora von Valencius. Pascal is sure that it can be used to decrypt. Surgeons matter. Void Ship's bridge. Oh, we have something over here. What's that? Fuel system analysis process. Diagnosing. No failures detected. System operational. What was that? So it started smoking. Was that mission complete or what? I don't get it. this is new. Your words are met with deafening silence, but the flicker of Irlet's eyes beneath her closed lid lets you know that she is still alive at least. Wait a while. For the first time, Irlet takes a deep breath in through her nose and barely audibly an exhale. Her body remains as relaxed as ever, and her eyes are still closed. Your presence does not seem to be in any way distracting for her. Sit down beside her and wait. It seems this is going to take a while. Sit down beside her and wait. It seems like this is gonna take a while. You find a somewhat comfortable spot and you get yourself settled. Irlet still does not react to your presence, and as time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts. Willpower succeed. The gilded chrono in your hands tell you that 2 watch hours have already elapsed. Your muscles feel stiff and your head feels heavy on your neck. When your next glance around the small section of the bridge that Irlet has adapted for our own use, you catch someone's sharp, attentive gaze.
You are still here, Elantak.
Irlet's words do not sound like a question or an expression of surprise. Her eyes quickly sweep over you and she nods in greeting. We have pressing matters to discuss. Irlet nods wordlessly. Holy crap, she has a bunch of text here. Strange and blasphemous things started happening during the first warp voyage with you on board. The crew are whispering that you may be the reason. Is this true?
The minions of She Who Thirsts could sense my soul behind the thick walls and thin veil that separate your fragile lives from the roiling fury outside. A child of Asurian that dared to wander beyond the veil, within the reach of an outstretched claw, protected only by the barrier of unreliable monkey technology. It is too tempting a quarry for the monsters that serve Cylon Thresh.
Okay, so they're actually trying to get to her, that's why it started happening.
Our ships never venture beyond the veil, and I never traveled the way you do, monkey. Elantak, I admit this was a novel experience. I lost composure, let dismay into my heart, and almost strayed from the path. This moment of hesitation drew the attention of She Who Thirsts, but I summoned my will and used the knowledge of meditation to achieve balance, and hide my soul behind an impenetrable wall of resolve. Future journeys beyond the veil will still be difficult, but I will steel my heart and not let the hounds of Cylon Thresh pick up my scent ever again.
Footfall is a buzz with rumors about Xenos ravaging the sector. Do you think it could be your kin from Kurdarash?
Is that snake venom seeping from your lips? We, the children of Azurian, are no strangers to the art of war. We are not raiders, or butchers, or least of all, fools. When a craft world is beset by calamity, its inhabitants do not start a war with every monkey in the sector. If you are looking for enemies, look for them elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's good. What happened to your homeworld?
It is a mystery as inscrutable as the sigh of the last immortal, as deep as the waters of a dark ocean. And I can tell you little, for I was far away, on a mission with my unit. We returned at the appointed hour, but we did not find Kruderak in its celestial harbor. It happened many journeys ago, or standard years, as you say. But I remember that moment as if it happened this very day. The memory of a loss is always stronger than the memory of a gain, especially when you lose something as significant as a home, or an entire world. We searched, we called out, we looked everywhere, but we saw only emptiness and the echo of calamity. Countless days passed before I found myself on the Lilithon and met some of my kin. Those refugees who had barely managed to reach our ancestral planet. Their stories were far from being the fruit of truth I so badly craved. Those who agreed to talk to me were few, for most saw me as a wayward daughter who had spurned the honorable paths. And they would not stop babbling about a terrible disease that spread black tendrils of pain over the paths of the Infinity Circuit and deadened our world one segment after another. The ones who survived fled in fear and wandered between the stars, until the Lilithon's warm light reached out to some of them. Some, like Muaran, lay the blame entirely on Monkey. However, I do not know the truth, but I hope, oh, I desperately hope and pray to the gods that someday it will be revealed to me.
You keep mentioning She Who Thirsts. What can you tell me about her?
Why ask this question? Is it idle curiosity, or something else? Do not turn your thoughts towards Cylon Thresh, whatever your motive. She is downfall. She is hunger. She is the enemy of all that is good in the universe. She is an enemy to the Eldari, and I hope to you as well.
The Chaos Gods are enemies of the Imperium, which means they are my enemies. You can be sure of that.
We are as different as starlight and its reflection in a muddy puddle. But we share a common enemy. Constancy is our strength.
I've learned what I wanted to know. You have my gratitude.
As you wish, Elontark.
I must take my leave. Okay, so I don't know. We don't seem to be finishing any quests.